Hi everyone, Jeff Marion here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. 2021 was a very big year for the 3M Combat Earplug Trials, and 2022 promises to be equally as huge. I'm going to recap what happened in 2021 for you in this video, and I'll give you a preview as to what to expect in 2022. This is a series of videos designed to help you understand personal injury law. I do videos about unsafe products, like this video right here, but I also do videos that will help you if you've been injured in a crash, like this video right here. So make sure that you click on the subscribe button and that you click on the bell to get notifications as to when new videos come out. I've been fighting for people that have been injured in crashes, in falls, and by unsafe products for over 25 years. I created this channel to help keep you informed and to help keep you safe. So let's recap 2021 for you. We had our first bellwether trials in this litigation. The first trial was 3 plaintiffs. So the plaintiffs' attorneys got together and selected one of those plaintiffs. The defense selected a second, and the third was selected by the court. And that case ended up in a $2 million verdict in favor of the plaintiffs. The second trial was a defense verdict. That was a defense pick. However, the third bellwether trial was a plaintiff's pick, and that led to a $1.7 million verdict. But unlike the other trial that had already happened that went in the plaintiff's favor, the jury found that plaintiff 38% liable for the injuries. Generally speaking, what does that mean? Okay, so that's what's called comparative negligence. Some states have that type of statute. Others have contributory, and others have kind of a hybrid. So what contributory negligence means is that if you in any way contributed to the accident, the fall, to the use of the product, or in this case to your own hearing loss, that bars all recovery. In New York State, where I live, we have what's called a comparative negligence statute. And that statute says that we just reduce the amount of the award by the percentage that the jury finds. So in this case, the jury award would be reduced by 38%. There are also states out there that have what's known as a 50-50 hybrid. In other words, you have to, as the plaintiff, you can have comparative fault, but you have to be at least 50 or 51%. So check with an attorney in your state as to what the statute is in your state, so that you understand exactly if you're injured in a crash or whatever it is, or injured by an unsafe product, that you know exactly how that can impact your recovery. Trial number 4 was a defense pick. That one led to an $8.2 million verdict, and at that point, the jury found the defendants 100% at fault. So there was no difference there was no cutback in the amount of the award. The 5th trial was a defense pick, and that led to a defense verdict. Just so you know, it being a new year and all, I've added a little bit of audio equipment and tried to upgrade some things around here. So we're slowly but surely going to upgrade your viewing experience on this channel. Today we're using a different audio setup. In the comments section below, which I always check, let me know how it sounds. Let me know if there's a difference, good or bad or whatever. I'm always trying to improve this channel so that you guys out there that are watching these videos get not only the information that you need, but also you get the best quality experience. You know, I just don't want to look like a piker doing these videos for you. So then we move into late 2021, and we have our 6th and 7th trials, both of which were the first trials that were not supervised by Judge Casey Rogers, who had heard all of the other cases and is the judge who is in charge of this multi-district litigation. Now, Judge Rogers, for those of you that are tuning in for the first time, she is a federal district judge in the Northern District of Florida in Pensacola, which is where all of these cases are being heard. So those 2 trials had a split result. One was a $12 million verdict in favor of the plaintiffs, and the other was a defense verdict. Then we get into the 8th trial. That was a plaintiff's pick. That one led to a $22 million verdict. Now, we thought we might see some movement from 3M once they started seeing, as you can see, these verdicts are steadily getting worse and worse and worse and worse as we go along. However, there were 2 trials that were held in December of 2021, and both of those led to defense verdicts. So that was completed just before Christmas of 2021. We are on a short break, but as I shoot this video, jury is being picked for the next round of bellwether trials. So what's next in this litigation? Obviously, we've got 2 more trials that are going as you watch this video. There's going to be 3 more in March, 1 more in April, and then another one in May. So it's likely that we're going to plow through all of these trials before we get some feedback from the court, from the defense, from the plaintiff side as to whether we're going to move forward. I think all of these trials have to play out before we get a sense of where this litigation is heading. There are a lot of you out there that have filed. There are a lot of you that are thinking about filing, and you're wondering how this is all going to affect what I do. Ultimately, it's going to affect the amount of any settlement that you might get. One thing that you should be aware, all of these trials that have been selected, all of these plaintiffs that have been selected, these are all plaintiffs who were still in the military at the time. They all suffered both hearing loss and tinnitus, plus whatever other knock-on effects that they may have had, psychological, balance issues, anything along those lines. So it looks as though the cases where there is going to be hearing loss and tinnitus are going to be the ones that are going to be the primary cases that are going to get paid at this stage. If I had to make an early guess, again, I could be totally wrong. You could still see a recovery if you have tinnitus only, but it seems like that's the common thread that's coming out of this. How is this going to affect those of you that are veterans who separated from service 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago or more, have the hearing loss documented? I'm unsure how that's going to play out. But if you do show hearing damage, tinnitus, and other problems related to that, I think that's a case that's going to ultimately be one that's going to be put in a situation that it'll settle. Again, I've talked about this in other videos, that 3M's bean counters could look at 270,000 plus cases, look at their won lost record and say, this is not sustainable. We can't pay our lawyers to fly all over the country. Remember, another thing that's happened in 2021 is that the judge started moving cases off of the administrative docket and into the active docket and requiring those cases to be filed, requiring the lawyers to say which forum, in other words, which court would I want the case to be heard. And also she sent back the first wave of about 1,500 to 2,500 trials to other districts to be heard for discovery to take place. In fact, she put a scheduling order in place that says, okay, I want all parties to complete their depositions of witnesses by this date. I want you to exchange your paper discovery by this date. I want you to depose all of your experts by this date, and so on and so on and so on. So Judge Rogers is doing everything she can to move this case along, and we should, by mid-2022, have a better idea of where we're headed, whether 3M is just going to dig their heels in, try as many more of these as they can, or whether there's going to be a point in time where they just look and throw their cards in the center of the table, say we fold, and talk about trying to settle their cases. If you suffered hearing loss and tinnitus from the use of 3M Combat Earplugs, either while you served in the military or in civilian life, please contact me at the email address below. You can also reach me through my website at www.jeffmarionlaw.com. Leave me a message there and I can get back to you. I'll sit down with you for free and see if we can help you get into this litigation, see if we can help you recover. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to watch this video. If you found it helpful, click on the like button and share it with people in your social media network who might find it helpful as well. Also, remember to subscribe to the channel. Comment if there's something that you want me to talk about or you have questions about this video. And again, to everybody who's made this channel a success, I want to thank you very much for watching these videos. We're going to keep trucking on in 2022, so we'll see you in the next video.